morning, Platte County Pirates. I'm Janacia Sharp.
And I'm Avery Hogan.
And this week's news segment is about 4-day weeks.
Logan and Jeffrey did this segment, so let's get to it.
We did some research on the 4-day school week, and then we went to go and interview our superintendent, Dr. Reich. This is what he had to say about the 4-day school week.
Evidence has shown from districts already implementing the 4-day schedule that teachers have much more collaboration time and feel more supported by administration. Do you feel that teacher collaboration is important within our district?
I do, and if I were to look at pros and cons, I would put I would put the 4-day week in terms of collaboration. I put that on the pro side. This is a district that believes heavily in collaboration. It's one of our district values. You can look right back on our plan on a page, and you'll see that collaboration is one of our values. So it's not just something that we say is important to us. It's something that, and the reason why we have those values is because we want to make sure that they're guiding our daily work. And so examples that would suggest that the values do guide our daily work would be our professional learning communities. Not every district is a district that provides really release time for that collaboration. We also use, we have data team times throughout all of our buildings. So when you guys are in other parts of the building, we have teachers within your building that are meeting and talking about student data and so forth. So it is a value that we believe in and is part of our foundation. And so moving to a 4-day week, there is some interest there around collaboration.
So according to an MIT study using data from the Colorado Department of Education, they found that there was a positive relationship between the 4-day school week and the percentage of students scoring at the proficient or advanced levels of math and reading tests. Why do you think that the study showed improved learning happening on this schedule?
I don't know. I would say math, I could understand a little bit more than reading. Math because, I flipped that around. Reading, I can understand a little bit more than math. Math is difficult to do, actually if you look at block scheduling, one of the arguments for block scheduling is from math teachers because it's a long time to be engaged in math, whereas like science or ELA or even the arts, it's easier to extend that time through lab work or through real world learning, whereas math is a little bit more difficult. Although I think pedagogically,
yeah, we didn't know what that meant either. Here's the definition.
We're making a lot of strides to show that there are some things you can do with math. So. I don't know. I'd be interested to know. Certainly, I'm not going to question the logic of the folks at MIT.
Yeah.
I'm not in a position to do that.
So I'm sure you're concerned that parents would not like the schedule. However, we found that in Oklahoma Unified District, they have had the schedule for almost 2 years. In the second year of implementation, they conducted a survey that got a total of 89% were in favor of the schedule and 5% were indifferent. There was more evidence stating other districts have the same approval. How do you think our parents would respond to this 4-day schedule?
I don't think it would be heavily favored, right. And I would need to know the demographics of the districts that you're using, like the Oklahoma Unified right. School District. Knowing their demographics, the number of dual parent households with both being full-time employed. That's an important factor to consider. Access to extended family members for cost-effective or cost-free childcare. Those are things that are vary from district to district and probably lead to varying levels of approval in terms of 4-day weeks. Like most things, people started to warm up to it and figured a lot of times people, when they look at change, they will look at the negative aspects of what that change may mean for them, and over time that may they may realize that what they thought was going to be a big deal isn't as big of a deal as they once thought. So my guess is that initially our parents would be not in favor of this, and I suspect that the favorability would improve over time. I just don't know, how favorable it would be viewed initially and to what degree, but I suspect it would not be favored. And then I certainly don't know how much they gain, through the experience.
So if you had to choose, what is more important, student success or parent approval, and why?
I think that parent approval, I think that you can and should have student success and parent approval. And I think parent approval ensures to a large degree that we're able to realize student success. So I don't look at it as one or the other.
Right.
I look at them as coexisting, and the presence of both is very important. In other words, if parents aren't approving of what we're doing,
Right.
they are, because we are a governmental entity, they have ultimate say in what we do or don't do. And if we don't have their approval, let's just say that they don't approve of something that is gleaning, results in terms of student achievement. But if they don't approve, they will change it.
Right.
And so I can't have this without this, and vice versa. So I don't look at them as an either or. They're an and kind of a thing.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So given what we have discussed today, is this something you would consider paving the way for a district our size to do?
I wouldn't say I would pave the way, but I certainly am not against it. I'll go back to the first opening question. What's my opinion? And I really don't have an opinion. I'd like to, if this is something that our community is interested in, I definitely would do the diligence that our community would expect and research the implications. And I'm not against. I think more than whether or not I'm for looking into this, I'm definitely not against it. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Dr. Wright.
You're welcome. Thank you. Enjoyed it.
Voice placements for the 2019-2020 Concert Choir and Sound Express will take place Tuesday, April 30th through Wednesday, May the 1st. If you are in choir this year, you will go through voice placements during class. If you are not already in choir this year, but wish to enroll in either of these two performance ensembles for next year, please contact Mr. Von Glahn via email or see him in the choir room for specific times and other information. Every student is welcome to come join the choir family. Now to the rest of our announcements. April 22nd through the 25th, dance team tryouts are from 3 to 5 in the North Gym. April 23rd, Color Guard Clinic is 3 to 4:30 in Paxton Gym. And April 25th is Arrive Alive. And April 27th, Junior and Senior Prom and After Prom. Last thing, remember to vote for your prom king and queen. Have a fun day, Pirates.